The things that I do because I love y'all. Well, hello, my spooky friends. Yes, I am indeed a bug. But at least I am a lady, as all bugs should be. Well, maybe not all. But anyway, I promised you I would dress up because I didn't last year, so here we are, and here is Sachi. I tried to get Scully and Lizzie to dress up, and of course, Sachi is not going to do anything but be her own lovely self. Say hello. Hello. Today, we're going to look at some TikToks. Yeah, there's going to be a wide variety of stuff, but I want to start with one of that takes place in the Appalachians. I know you love those stories, but here is a 911 call, and you're not going to want to miss this.
Not human! That's not human! Sir, are you okay, sir? There's something in the back of my truck!
He's literally shouting, "It's not human, it's not human." This 911 call comes from a man who was driving through North Carolina. The original call was because he saw a guy walking down the road with blood dripping down his face. But y'all, as he's on the phone with the 911 operator, he feels something really heavy jump in the back of his truck. That's when he turns the bed lights on and starts shouting, "It's not human, it's not human." He says whatever this thing is pounding on the top of his truck, so he slams on the brakes, and the force of that makes it flip over the front hood of his truck. Y'all, the way he describes this thing to police officers, he says that it is massive, like 7 feet tall. He said it looks like a skeleton with just skin stretched over it and then big black gaping holes for eyes. He speeds off away from this thing, and state troopers are able to meet him at a gas station where they look at his truck and see scratch marks all in the bed of the truck, dents in the top of the truck to corroborate his story. What's actually crazy about this is if you look down my page, because I tell these spooky story times, literally just a few days ago, a girl from Pikeville, Kentucky had reached out to me pretty much describing the same exact story. I actually pinned a comment from that video that I made a few days ago. What is going on? What are these things? What do you think? Drop it down in the comments and let me know. But that 911 audio is absolutely chilling. And if you want more stories like this, then just follow along.
Now, I've heard about a lot of things. I've heard people refer to rakes, but I honestly have never really known anybody who's seen one or even really heard the word around here. I've heard stories of rakes. I don't know if anybody has heard or if you have any stories. I have seen a lot of either TikToks or stories on other platforms about them, but I don't know. Mimics, yes. Wendigos, yes. Sasquatch, absolutely. Dogman, of course. But rakes, that's kind of a weird, I'm not even really sure. But the stories are out there, so we can't discount them. Some people are seeing something. And Sachi is just not going to leave this alone. Yeah, I love you. Look, are you trying to? Oh, thought she was going to say something for a minute, and then I would have freaked out. Okay, let's go to the next one.
Welcome back to Spooky TikTok. I am Nurse Meg. I've been a nurse for 16 years, and the paranormal just seems to follow me everywhere. So here is one of my creepy stories. This one time I had a patient in PCU. I was working night shift, and she had a cardiac cath scheduled for the next morning. Pretty simple. She would not sign the consent forms all day the day before. I tried to ask her again a couple times, "Hey, you haven't signed the consent forms and they're going to come and get you pretty early, like 7:30. She was like, "I can't go. If I go, I'm going to die." Do you want to watch the procedure on YouTube with me? Like, it's a pretty simple thing. She still insisted, "No, if I go get that procedure, I'm going to die." And I said, "Okay, I'm sorry you feel that way. The doctor will be here in the morning and he can talk to you. You know, it's up to you." And I should point out, she was completely alert and oriented, times 3. So the doctor comes in and is like, "Hey, you know how doctors are. They're like, I've got 70 million patients. Like, let's go. You want this done? Let's go. Like, what's happening? What's going on?" So, kind of pressuring her, like, it's a simple procedure. I'm just going to go in, peek, pull it. We're going through radial. We're not going through femoral. Like, it's going to be so simple. You're going to be out of here tomorrow. Maybe end of the day. She finally signs the consents, and she's so worried. She's signing it. And as she's signing it, she's like, "I am signing my death certificate. I can't believe I'm doing it." Cath lab comes, takes her away on the stretcher, and I'm taking care of another patient. I come out to chart by her room. All of a sudden, overhead, I hear code blue, cath lab, room, whatever, and I get instant, I'm getting it now, instant chills, like, was that her? Oh my God. Oh my God. And then maybe like 5 seconds later, where I'm sitting in there just like frozen, I'm like, I can't chart. What if that was her? I see her bed, because I took her on the cath lab stretcher. I see her bed, which the wheels were locked, move towards the door. The whole bed moves towards the door, and the EKG leads that I had put on the monitor are swinging back and forth, like kind of violently. I'm like, oh my God. I get up from the thing and I'm like, Kendra, somebody talk to me. I don't want to be here. It was like, as her spirit was going up, she was like, I told you. I will never forget that. And I will always listen to a patient's intuition.
Wow, they know. I'm telling you, they know. And I remember one time I had a patient. He was not old, and yes, he had some problems. He was in the hospital, but look, he was stable. He had been there for a week, and he told me he was gonna pass away over the weekend because I was off. And I said, I'll see you on Monday when I get back. And he said, no, you won't. I said, why not? And he said, I'm not going to be here. He said, I'm going to die. I said, you're stable. Your sugar's good. You're this and that. Your blood work. I said, you're probably going to get discharged. And he just looked at me, and I could tell he didn't believe me. I came back on Monday, and I said, oh, where's Mr. So-and-so? Did he get discharged? And they're like, no, he passed away. Oh my God. He was like only in his 40s. It was crazy. There was nothing about him that said he was going to pass away, but yet he knew, just like this. And it's kind of like, yeah, I told you so. Uh huh. Yeah. I bet you'll believe the next person that tells you, huh? Okay, now I've got another video. I want to know what you think about this. Now, before I play this one, let me say that this guy has, I don't know, it's some kind of device, or I don't know what that thing. It's not radar, but it's that kind of thing on your car that shows you when something is there. Now, my backup camera, it's really cool. I have a very sophisticated system. It's like a 360 thing. It is really great and has saved many people's lives because I don't see them. But mine doesn't exactly do this, but occasionally it will start beeping at me and telling me something is there in my, usually this happens in my driveway when I'm going to back up. It tells me something is there that is not there. And I get out and I look around and there's nothing. Like a lot of times I see like a little pile of leaves or something like that. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is what flagged my car. But sometimes it is absolutely nothing. And I'm like, okay, ghosties, you need to get out of range because I got to go. So tell me what you think. This is where his car starts showing things. And look, I feel ya. I feel ya.
Just going through the dark woods and everything, right? About to be sunset. Spooky thing, though. My truck is saying that there's people around me. There's no people around me. But my truck says. My truck says. People. Watch. If I slow down, they'll catch up. See? Right next to my... There's no one here.
So what I want to know is, would that freak you out? Because it would freak me out. If you ever use the ghost radar, I went on a ghost walk. I think I've told y'all this before. Like, this is years ago, and they wanted us to download a certain ghost radar. It was free, and I just forgot. When I got off the ghost tour, I forgot to unload it from my phone. And so sometimes I would put it on, like, just to play around. And, you'd be a lot of times sitting there and there's nothing going on. Now, not in this house, but in the house that I was living in previously. And there would be nothing around, nothing around. And you're like, okay. And then all of a sudden something pops up on the ghost radar. It's like far off. And you're like, huh? What? Wait a second. And you're looking around. Okay. I stopped using it when I was in here. When I moved in this house, I don't want to know. Yeah, I don't even need ghost radar in this house. Okay, we already know. Now, the next one. This is funny. Okay, this is a funny little one, but I wanted to show you because I want to know. Do you think this cat needs an exorcism? What? Just watch.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Whoa. Feel better?
You can see that again.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
You know,
Whoa. Feel better?
it's water. Okay, I get it. The cats hate water being put on them, but the way that cat rolls over and it's like, I just have to say, maybe the cat needs an exorcism. I don't know. Maybe it's just mad. I thought it was hilarious. I just wanted to share that with you. Now, I've got one more story, and then we're going to call it a night because, yeah, this bug's getting itchy.
Story is so creepy that I have to force myself to stop thinking about it. It came from one of my followers that wants to stay anonymous, but the basis of her story was seeing a person that was not human. And I know that sounds crazy, but just listen to this. So she starts by explaining that she was using the bathroom in public one day, and as she's sitting in the stall doing her business, she hears the door open. And you know how the bathroom stalls, at least here in America, have those huge cracks where you can kind of peek out and others, unfortunately, can peek in if they really wanted to? Well, as she's sitting there on the toilet, she hears someone come in, so she kind of leans over to peek out and see who's in there with her because she notices that this person doesn't go into a stall. When she looks out, she sees this lady standing in front of the bathroom mirror, and she's just standing there, kind of smiling at herself in the mirror. The girl in the bathroom stall that sent me the story is thinking, okay, this is kind of weird, but she's just gonna mind her own business. She peeks out a couple more times, and this girl is still standing there in front of the mirror, just making different facial expressions at herself. Now at this point, she's already finished up with what she went in there to do, but she isn't really sure that she wants to get out of the stall and leave while this lady is still in there because she wants to avoid any awkwardness. She doesn't think that the girl standing at the mirror even knows that she's in the bathroom with her, and she doesn't want to embarrass her or anything, so she's just kind of waiting it out. But then she starts to hear these really strange noises. They're almost like these weird guttural grunts, like this girl is trying to find her voice. She's doing it repeatedly, over and over again, but as she's doing it, her voice is changing and forming more into a normal talking voice. Now the girl in the stall is positive that she's not leaving. She's officially freaked out. She said that it almost sounded like the girl was trying to mimic human speech, and she's still just standing there, kind of leaned over with her face pretty close to the mirror, watching herself make these different facial expressions and making these strange noises. But then her eyes dart over because she sees movement in the girl's stall. Once this thing realizes that she's not alone in the bathroom, she immediately stands up straight and walks out. And the girl in the stall who sent me this story ended by saying, whatever it was knew what it needed to do to blend itself into human society. So my mind can't help but wonder, what was it if not human, and why is it trying to mimic human form?
Okay, I didn't know what to think about this one. Do you think it was something, non-human, or was it just a person acting weird? Because I can see a person doing this. I, like people do some weird crap. So I'm not really sure. Put down in the comments what you think. Or was it a mimic or something trying to be human, act human? Or was somebody just trying to like weird the person in the stall out? It's kind of not where I thought this story was going through part of this, but whatever. I don't know. I'd like to hear your opinion on it. Now, we're going to have some more videos, some more story times, and I'm going to tell you some legends and some things that I found, creepy things that I found on the internet. And let me say this, if you are not subscribed, I mean, come on. Doesn't this at least, like, don't I at least deserve a subscribe? Hit that subscribe button. I dressed up for you. If you watch this channel, like, regularly or semi-regularly, come on, give me a subscribe. If not for me, do it for Lizzie or Scully or Sachi. Anyway, we have some fun stuff coming up. So we'll see how the costumes progress. There are some weird, weird stories out there. All right. I hope you have a great rest of the week. Be careful out there. Don't let the bed bugs bite. But whatever you do, just stay spooky. And, be a lady. Bye bye.